Alright, tubers. I wasn't gonna make a video today, but I figured I'd go ahead and throw one on y'all. I've been working on the old Husqvarna. Finally got the bushings and everything back in it. Got the oil changed. Got it all cleaned up anyway. Looks a lot better than it did. If y'all remember what it used to look like. But she's good to go. I got to adjust the governor on it. The governor's still got to put a bolt in the solenoid. But yeah, I've done been mowing with it and everything. But that ain't what I was wanting to make a video about. What I was going to make a video about was this little weed eater push mower. Good little push mower. I mean, it's real light. It's got a it's a Briggs. It's one of them goes by the torque. Looking at it, it's probably like a 3 or 4 horse, 148 cc. I ain't sure, but this thing, I worked on it about 2 years ago. Brought 3 of them over here. 2 of them like this, and another one had a Tecumseh engine on it. I worked on these 2 and carried the Tecumseh back. Said I ain't gonna fool with it. And she wanted me to get this one going again because she says it's easy to start. So got to looking at it. When I carried these back to her, I actually carried her a tarp, a brand new tarp. That way she could cover some things up with it, I told her, big thing, you got to keep this in the dry. And, well, I mean, the cutoff up here, it's cable's rusted solid, and that's a bicycle cable's what that is. Brake cable. And I'd put that on there new when I'd had it. But it's rusted up. I noticed when I took the gas cap off, I could see water in it. And obviously they had used it because I'd changed the oil in it too. And the oil's pretty dark. I got it in the building. I was going to show it to you. But I pulled the, I'm hoping the valves ain't stuck because when I drained the carburetor, the gas tank, water run out of the carburetor. So I'm hoping the valves ain't stuck. I pulled the plug out. It don't have no rust on it. And I'll shine a flashlight in there on the piston. There's not no rust in there. But that right there is what I pulled out of the gas tank. That's close to a 50-50 mix there of water and gas. I don't know if it'll focus on that mess that's floating around in there or not. There's something floating around right in the bottom area. You can see it pretty good there. I guess it's just rust and a little bit of trash. But here's you can see where it'd been sitting out the end of the, let's get a little focus going on here. Yeah, that's where the cap goes. So that tells me I'm going to have to get a little wire brush in there on that cap. Like I said, it ain't really rusty, but you can tell water's got on it. And this is the oil I got out of it. Like I said, they must have run it some because yeah, it does got water in it. I can see it. See them little bubbles right there? I'll be dang. I just wonder, I mean, it's kind of milky, but not real milky. So I wonder if they'd gotten water in it and run it after that. I mean, it'd actually start enough to where it'll run. But anyway, I'm going to clean her out and clean her up. I got to looking in my junk. I don't have any more spark plugs, but I do have a new diaphragm kit for that kind of carburetor. And got this old Poland sow here too. He wanted me to work on that. He was complaining about the bar oil leaking out. And hold on a minute, I gotta spit some of this back out. But he's complaining about the bar oil leaking out of it. And I told him, I said, you know, hey, most saws do that. You know, after you use a saw, you've got a lot of crap it builds up in here, and you know, it's still, the pump is still a little bit under pressure. So I mean, plus you got, you know, this groove here. That's where your oil comes in at. You know, here. See, this would be the side. Well, it comes in here somewhere. My steel's got a hole in it. That's not a hole there. But anyway, you know, it runs down the groove you bar to keep your chain oiled up. And I mean, all that oil that's left, once you set it down, it's all going to drain out on the floor. It's not necessarily meaning that you got a leak, but I cleaned this thing up and filled it completely full of oil. Let's see, focus. But you can see just a drop of oil coming out there. And I mean, there's a little bit of residual oil, but there's none there where it, you know, would make a puddle like a saw usually does. So he was asking me maybe a hose was off or something like that. I'm chalking that up to after he got done with it, he just had an oily bar. Maybe, and I mean, if you do tip it over, it will leak out a little bit. Because, I mean, pressure of the oil, all the volume of the oil that's in there, you know, it's going to come out that hole a little bit. But his case was real oily. He said, oh, it's leaking. There's something loose in it. I said, no, I think it'll be fine. Most saws do that. Not necessarily leak. It's just, like I said, all the oil accumulates in your bar and all that trash that's inside the saw after you get done cutting. But I wanted to show y'all all this water we got on this. I would call it a water eater instead of weed eater. Weed water eater, I don't know. But yeah, I can probably make a playlist of mowers don't run on water. I know I've made a couple of videos of where I've got some mowers in here full of water. But don't keep them dry. They just ain't gonna run. That's all there is to it. I done talked enough. I guess I'll let y'all have it back, tubers. Guess I'm gonna do some cleaning up and sit out here for a few minutes. I got a couple beers left. I think I might wait on Metal Shop. Kind of a cool little evening. You see, I got the little tractor in here. I did a little test fit on this little rig on it. It's a 12 volt, and I took an old drill, chopped it up, put this in there as 18. Has an 18 volt battery going there, and I can use adapter and put a 20 volt on it too. Done had it run around the yard a couple times. It's got pretty good power. Like I said, you know, it's just a test. I gotta rig it up in there where it'd be more permanent. But something for the kids to play on anyway. Alright, tubers, I'll let y'all have it back. I done talked enough. And videos over 10 minutes. I don't believe I've got any over 10 minutes. But y'all can have it back. Thank you, tubers.